Hey everybody, what is going on? It's your boy Izlo33 and I am welcoming you back to our Anarchy Analysis Week 4 and Week 5 results and predictions for the LEC and LCS. I mean, I'm gonna keep this slide in every fucking time that we do this, and I'm still working on a better version of this. What I'm doing, I'm fully animating everything, but you know, we'll discuss that at a later time. Anyway, let's jump into our results for week 4 and how well we did with both leagues, starting with Friday's predictions for the LEC and starting the games with Mad vs OG, XL vs SK, Vitality Fnatic, Rogue Schalke and G2 Misfits. Now, we start off with a Mad Lions predicted win, obvious. XL predicted win, Fnatic predicted win, Rogue predicted win, and then a G2 win to round out the day. And as for results, well, Mad lost to OG in a pretty good match. XL thrashed SK, Vitality lost to Fnatic, Rogue beat Schalke, and the Uprising Misfits took out the undefeated team at the time in G2 Esports. Now, as we move on to Saturday, we start with Misfits versus Vitality, SK versus Rogue, Schalke versus G2, Origin versus XL, and Fnatic versus the Mad Lions in our match of the week for our Anarchy Analysis. Now, we run down what we predicted. Obviously, we're predicting that team that just beat G2 to win against Vitality. SK losing out against the Rogue team that's pretty good at the moment. G2 beating Schalke. Origin beating XL. And Mad Lions beating Fnatic. Now, as for the actual results that we saw on Saturday, well, Misfits did beat Vitality. Rogue beat SK. Here's the big shocker, if you haven't seen it. Schalke beat G2, and it was a pretty good match. OG versus XL, and OG won. And Fnatic versus Mad Lions won, giving me only one wrong prediction on the Saturday because G2 lost and had a 2-0 week, you know. Anyway, let's move over to the LCS now, and starting with the Saturday games, we have Team Liquid Immortals, C9 TSM, GGU versus CLG, and 100 Thieves versus Dig. Now, I predicted an Immortals win against the official starting Team Liquid team with Broxit in it. TSM beat out C9. CLG beating Golden Guardians, and Dignitas beating 100 Thieves. As for actual results for Saturday, well, we do get one correct prediction to start off the day with Immortals beating Team Liquid. C9 remain undefeated in the LCS, beating TSM, and GGU beat out CLG. And Dignitas beat 100 Thieves. So we only got 2 predictions right on Saturday out of 4, which isn't terrible. As for Sunday, we saw Dignitas versus GGU, CLG versus Team Liquid, TSM versus FlyQuest, and Immortals versus Evil Geniuses. As we start the day, we predict a Dignitas win, we predict a Team Liquid win, we predict a TSM win, and an Immortals win to go alongside that. Now, as for our actual results for Sunday, we see GGU beating out Dignitas in a surprise upset. And Golden Guardians have actually looked better and better as the weeks have gone on. We just need to ignore the TSM match, but they've looked pretty decent and had a 2-0 week as well. As for the second matchup of the day, Team Liquid do win against CLG, who have underperformed this season as to people's expectations of that squad. TSM lose out to FlyQuest in a very, very close matchup, and TSM have another 0-2 week. It looks like, if we're predicting TSM's matches, they have an 0-2 week, then 2-2-0 weeks, and then another 0-2 week so far, so they're keeping a pattern going. And for the final matchup, Evil Geniuses beat out Immortals, giving us really only one correct prediction for the day, which is kind of bad. But on Monday, we round out the week with some really good predictions, as we predict FlyQuest beating 100 Thieves and C9 beating Evil Geniuses. Now, obviously, if we just roll through these results quite quickly, we see FlyQuest do win, and C9 also partake in the winning. Now, if we look at the overall results, we got 3 out of 5 on Friday for the LEC. We got 4 out of 5 for the LEC on Saturday, giving us a total of 7 out of 10, taking ourselves quite well above where we need to be in terms of getting half the results correct this season. Now, if we look at the LCS, on the other hand, we got 2 correct on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, giving us 3 in total, and then a perfect 2 on Monday, giving us a score of 5 out of 10, which is okay. Half results correct is still good, and our grand total for the LEC only dropping 10 matches this season, which is a very, very good record, considering we only dropped 3 today out of 4 weeks possible. And for the LCS, we're just scraping above halfway here. Obviously, it's a lot closer in the LCS, and it's very, very fun to watch. But that's going to be it for our results for last week. Let's go into our LEC and LCS Week 5 predictions. So, let's move into the predictions, starting with Friday. We have Mad vs Misfits, Vitality Schalke, XL G2, Origin SK, and Rogue Fnatic. And we're going to start off by saying Mad are going to beat that very, very strong Misfits team that I don't think have dropped a game in 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe. Coming into this anyway, it would be 4 weeks, but they're very, very strong. But Mad have been taking it to the other top teams like Fnatic and Origin and performing quite well. It's just whether or not you get that super duper Mad Lions team or the one that just throws, but it's still gonna be a good matchup. As for the second matchup, is a bottom of the barrel matchup between Vitality and Schalke, and obviously I'm going with Schalke here. Vitality still haven't shown me anything, and this is probably their closest match for them to actually get a win, but it's gonna be hard for them, I feel. As for the third matchup of the day, we have XL, who are doing meh at the moment. They're obviously doing well, contending for that playoff spot. And then G2, who had that rough week last week where they went 0-2. And I feel G2 are going to win this week to show why they should still remain at the top. Like, yeah, you may have one off week. Every team has that, and yeah, I feel that they're going to win this week. As for the fourth matchup of the day, we have Origin versus SK. There's no real need to say what is going to happen in this for me. SK still is a team that's underperforming, so Origin, I feel, are going to win. And for our final matchup on Friday, we have Rogue versus Fnatic. Yikes if you want to choose a team in this, because this is going to be a good matchup, and I've gone with Fnatic. I think last time I went with Rogue, and Fnatic just swamped them because of their team play is so good, and I feel that honestly it's going to happen again. Fnatic are going to just outplay Rogue like they did last season, and this year they're going to show why they're a top team. Now, I should point out now, before we go into the Saturday, after Friday will be the halfway point of this spring split, and that means that everyone will have faced each other once, and we have a rough estimate of how each team's match up against each other. Now, next week's Anarchy Analysis predictions video, we're gonna stop halfway through the results after Friday and run down the league standings to where I predicted each team would be. And then we'll do the Saturday predictions like normal. And yeah, let's get into Saturday's predictions for this week. And we're going to start with my match of the week and what I'm going to be doing Anarchy Analysis on: SK versus Vitality, XL versus Schalke, Misfits versus Rogue, and Mad versus G2, as well as Origin Fnatic. A very, very explosive Saturday for you guys. Probably the best week of games I think there could possibly be for the Saturday. And you've got two more bottom of the barrel teams, SK versus Vitality. You've got the bottom of the barrel Schalke versus the current playoff team XL. You have the uprising Misfits that's got quite a few rookies on versus the rookies of last split, and the very, very strong Rogue. You have Mad versus G2, the young guns versus the top guns. I don't know why I was going there. And you have the other big matchup of Origin versus Fnatic. Now, obviously, we need to look at the first match here and run down from there. And my Anarchy Analysis match of the week will be an SK win. I just feel that Vitality have looked poor this season, honestly. And I feel that while SK aren't looking any better as a whole, they are still going to be able to beat them, and it should be a good matchup. As for the second match of the day, XL versus Schalke, I've gone with XL. Although XL floundered a bit recently, they're still good enough to beat the Schalke team that's kind of got a bit of win back beating G2, but they're still only got one win, and they're still not that good. As for our third match of the day, Misfits versus Rogue, I got with Misfits. I think last time when these two teams faced off, I predicted Rogue, and Rogue lost. And Misfits just have looked really, really, really good recently. And I just feel that while they'll lose on the Friday, I still think that Saturday they should be able to win. Now, our last two matches of this week in the LEC are very, very big ones between Mad and G2 and Origin and Fnatic. And Mad versus G2 is one of the matches that I feel could swing either way. And yeah, I've gone with Mad in this one. Although I feel G2 are gonna come back stronger than ever against their opponents on Friday, Saturday not so much. Mad, I just feel can do them. They can beat this G2 team and showcase why people have so much faith in them as a team. And I think that their playstyle is just so much better than how G2 have shown in the recent patches. Now, we can translate what I've just said there into our last match of the day. Fnatic and Origin do battle in probably the match of the week, is what they'll call it in the LEC. And yeah, I've gone with Fnatic. Fnatic is just better, hands down. It's going to be a very, very interesting set of matches, and I feel that Fnatic are going to win it and finishing the LEC off in style. Now, with the LEC finished and done with for us this week, we can move into the LCS. Starting with Saturday, we have 100 Thieves versus TSM, C9 versus CLG, Dignitas versus Immortals, and FlyQuest versus Golden Guardians. And the first matchup of the week, I've gone with another thing, but we should probably run down Sunday's matches as well. Evil Geniuses versus Team Liquid in my LCS Anarchy Analysis match of the week. It's going to be Immortals versus C9, where we're going to be looking at probably the two, a experienced jungler versus a rookie jungler who's getting his first full split in a starting role. And yeah, that is going to be an interesting matchup. We also have GGU versus 100 Thieves and CLG versus FlyQuest. Now, obviously, how I've done my Anarchy Analysis for the LCS, I don't have that one clean matchup that gets me every single team done at the end of the halfway point. And so, in a sense, we've got to cover C9 and Golden Guardians, and I chose C9 this week because they have a better opponent, honestly, than who GGU have. In granted, it's more based on their actual level, really, for GGU, but I've gone with this C9 match. Now, we should probably run down our actual predictions here, starting with the 100 Thieves versus TSM, and I've gone with a TSM win. I just feel that they're going to keep their pattern here and get 2 weeks on the trot of a perfect 2-0 win streak. You know how it is. And I feel that this matchup will be close. You've got Broken Blade versus Someday in a very, very interesting matchup in terms of the fact that you've got probably the second best, if not the best, top laner in the league. And last season, probably the third or second best ADC in the league on a team, but they're not performing against most teams. And yeah, I feel that TSM, who looked quite good last week, I guess, but just threw it away towards the end game, they're gonna win. Because I just feel that Broken Blades looked phenomenal this season and should be able to play better and jump on the mistakes and the misplays that this 100 Thieves team have actually shown us this in last week's FlyQuest game. But we should look at the next matchup here, C9 versus CLG. C9, I feel, should win this matchup because CLG have just looked poor really this season. They have got themselves that one win, but it wasn't convincing to me as a whole, because while they should have two, and clutch play out of Immortals, getting that split push decision win and base racing CLG, it was still if CLG played it correct, they wouldn't have allowed that to happen. But, you know, it is what it is, and I feel that C9, though, will keep that undefeated streak. And for once, I haven't bet against C9. As for our third matchup of the day, we have Dignitas versus Immortals, and this is another close matchup. You have two returning orgs to the league facing off against each other in an interesting bout. I feel, though, it's going to be an Immortals win here, and it will lead into my Sunday prediction, but I feel this Immortals team are looking better and better each week. Honestly, they've got quite a lot of good decision making in recent weeks, and they're doing a lot of good work. I feel that it's going to be a good matchup and should be one to watch. Now, for our last matchup, I predicted Golden Guardians, who are also doing better and better each week, to beat out FlyQuest here. And yeah, I've gone with that. FlyQuest did do some work last week and got the wins, but I feel that TU should beat them here and show why they should remain as an LCS team together, even if they are a struggling bot lane, because, you know, you're playing Keith and FBI, a role-swapped ADC into support who hasn't looked the best when you've got who's a role-swapped mid laner to support. Yeah, you're kind of struggling if you're having to role-swap your players into support. But let's move on to Sunday. EG versus TL will start off the day, and I've gone with the Team Liquid win. We have Svenskeren versus Groxa in a very, very interesting matchup, to say the least. And I feel that it's going to be close. It's another one of those matchups that could go either way, and it's a very, very interesting one for me. And if I hadn't got to do a C9 match or a Golden Guardians match, I would have done that matchup, honestly, and analysed the junglers instead of the actual team fight breakdown. Now, for the second matchup and my Anarchy Analysis match of the week, we have Immortals versus C9. And I've gone with Immortals here. They're going to win on Saturday and Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. That is my prediction. And you're probably wondering, why? I just feel that with how Immortals have been playing recently, it's looked better and better. And C9 have been at that top level, granted, constantly. You've got Sven, who's only suffered one death this season, but you've got a lot of inexperience in Blabber in that jungle role. You've got Licorice, who can sometimes tilt, must admit that. He does sometimes bring out a champion. Same with Nixky, really, and he underperforms in certain ways, but I feel they might just take this week and be like, who cares? We're kind of almost secured playoffs at this point, which is pretty much what every team just wants because of the changes to the LCS playoff system, which I absolutely hate, you know. But that's a different story. Now let's look into the last two matches on Sunday. We have GGU and 100 Thieves. I did say GGU have looked better and better every week, and I feel though 100 Thieves are going to be up for it, really. They've got, obviously I said earlier, they've got the better players in terms of their second and best ADC and second best, or if not the best, top laner who was chilling in Academy for an entire season. But I feel that this match is going to be a very, very close one again, and I feel that 100 Thieves will just take it at the end. As for our last matchup on Sunday, we have CLG versus FlyQuest. I've gone with FlyQuest here. Pretty standard pick here. CLG just haven't been performing as much as I want them to perform, and I'm a TSM fan. They've just not done anything really worth warranting them being any higher than where they are, and I feel that they should lose here against FlyQuest, who have done quite well in recent weeks as a whole. But that's it for Sunday. Let's move into what are quote unquote the matches of the week for the LCS. On Monday Night League, we have Team Liquid versus Dignitas and TSM versus Evil Geniuses, and I've gone with a Team Liquid win here against Dig. It's a close matchup again. I'm like this for a match of the week, and you know, it's a good game to watch, honestly. I feel though that Team Liquid are just gonna turn on the burners now that we're halfway through the season and absolutely dominate this Dignitas team and show why they're the MSI finalists. They're a world's team as a whole. The quality and caliber of player on their squad will come out and showcase why they should be at the top of this league. As for the second matchup of the week, I've gone with another TSM win. Yeah, last time these two teams faced off, Evil Geniuses pipped TSM in a very, very close matchup. And honestly, I feel it's going to be close again. But TSM should be able to just pick up the win here. We think about how the last game was won. It was on a misplay from TSM. If TSM didn't misplay, then they would have won that game. And yeah, they misplay, they lose, and I don't think TSM are going to make that same mistake. And they're on a newer patch from when they last faced off, and the actual picks and bans have changed completely. You're seeing more Soraka and Sona banned, if not picks. You're seeing Set perma banned pretty much every game, and you're also seeing Lucian and Akali actually being not banned. So yeah, this should be a different matchup to how we saw it last time, and I feel it's going to be a pretty good one to watch. But that's going to be it for this Anarchy Analysis predictions and results video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new out here, or if you want to, leave a like down below. And I will see you guys later. And I'll see you in another Pokemon video. Alright, peace out.